The episode begins with Mordecai and Rigby enjoying a casual day in the park, feeling bored and restless as usual. During a trip to a nearby food stand or restaurant, they encounter a fortune cookie or some other seemingly mundane object that promises insight, guidance, or a hint about their future. Intrigued by the mysterious nature of the cookie, Rigby immediately becomes obsessed, imagining that the fortune could contain life-changing advice, while Mordecai approaches the situation with mild skepticism. This dynamic establishes the comedic tension: Rigby's impulsive belief in magical solutions versus Mordecai's cautious, rational mindset. The inciting incident occurs when they read the fortune. The message, seemingly ordinary, inspires Rigby to take drastic action based on its advice, interpreting it in a literal, exaggerated, or absurd way. Mordecai, recognizing Rigby's tendency to overreact, warns him to be careful, but Rigby's enthusiasm overrides any sense of caution. The fortune cookie serves as the catalyst that transforms an otherwise normal day into a surreal adventure, as Mordecai and Rigby's attempts to follow its guidance escalate quickly into chaos. The episode's core conflict revolves around their reactions to the fortune. Rigby's blind faith leads to reckless decisions, while Mordecai struggles to mitigate the fallout while also participating in the misadventure. As the story progresses, their efforts to follow the fortune's advice result in a series of increasingly absurd events. What begins as simple actions, such as making a wish, performing a ritual, or taking a particular route in the park, escalates into exaggerated, surreal sequences. Objects may behave unpredictably, natural elements react in extreme ways, or supernatural occurrences manifest around them, all visually representing the consequences of interpreting a trivial fortune too seriously. Secondary characters, such as Muscle Man, High Five Ghost, Pops, or Benson, often appear to either comment on or unintentionally complicate the situation, creating multiple layers of comedic tension. The thematic tension focuses on belief, consequence, and the unpredictability of relying on vague guidance. Mordecai attempts to remain grounded, weighing the absurdity of the fortune's message against practical reality, while Rigby's overconfidence and misinterpretation amplify the stakes. Their interactions highlight recurring series themes: the dangers of impulsivity, the humor in overreacting to minor stimuli, and the importance of teamwork in navigating chaotic circumstances. The fortune cookie itself becomes a symbolic object, representing how small catalysts can spiral out of control when mixed with imagination, misjudgment, and reckless action. The turning point occurs when Rigby's interpretation of the fortune leads to a situation that escalates beyond simple chaos into real danger or surreal impossibility. Perhaps a mechanical device malfunctions, a series of improbable coincidences align, or a minor supernatural phenomenon is triggered. Mordecai and Rigby are forced to confront the immediate consequences of their actions while still attempting to fulfill the fortune's vague instructions. At this stage, the episode's visuals and pacing intensify, using exaggerated animation, slapstick timing, and improbable physics to convey the scale of the chaos relative to the initial simplicity of the fortune. The climax unfolds as Mordecai and Rigby face the peak of the chaos they've unleashed. They may be chased, trapped, or challenged by an unexpected manifestation of the fortune's advice. Rigby's overconfidence falters as he realizes the situation is far more dangerous or absurd than anticipated. Mordecai steps up, using reason, creativity, and teamwork to navigate the obstacles. The combination of Mordecai's caution and Rigby's impulsive energy allows them to improvise a solution that resolves the surreal consequences of their earlier actions, often in a visually spectacular and humorously over-the-top manner. Their collaboration reinforces the episode's subtle moral about balance, perspective, and the necessity of thoughtful action. The resolution restores normalcy to the park and the environment, though small, humorous consequences often remain as reminders of the adventure. The fortune cookie itself may be destroyed, returned to its mundane state, or shown to have been completely ordinary, emphasizing the overreaction that fueled the chaos. Mordecai and Rigby reflect briefly on the experience, acknowledging the lesson without fully internalizing it, maintaining their character dynamics for future episodes. Secondary characters respond to the aftermath, often delivering comedic commentary or mild reprimands that underline the absurdity of the situation while preserving a light-hearted tone. A final comedic beat typically involves Rigby attempting to reapply the fortune cookie's advice in a minor futile way, immediately causing a small mishap that leaves Mordecai exasperated. This closing moment reinforces the episode's central humor: how obsession, impulsivity, and misinterpretation can turn a trivial event into a full-blown, surreal adventure. The episode blends relatable curiosity with exaggerated chaos, maintaining regular show's signature style of transforming simple, everyday occurrences into high-energy, visually dynamic misadventures driven by character behavior. Fortune Cookie exemplifies regular show's ability to expand a mundane, relatable object into a surreal, comedic narrative. By exploring themes of belief, consequence, and impulsive decision-making, the episode highlights the interplay between Mordecai's rationality and Rigby's unpredictability, reinforcing their dynamic and advancing the series' pattern of turning everyday moments into extraordinary adventures filled with humor, exaggerated stakes, and surreal escalation.